welcome to the 2017 Tallahassee Future Leaders Academy closing ceremonies. Big round of applause, please. This has been a labor of love for all of us. We kicked off our program on June 19th with the work portion. The students have worked for 6 weeks at a variety of businesses within the city of Tallahassee and also with some of our business partners. We also had 2 weeks of training prior to the actual work experience. So TFLA, the Tallahassee Future Leaders Academy, it's all about mentoring our young folks so that we are preparing them for a better future. I am so very proud of all of the growth that we have seen in all of our students. It has been an amazing transformation and truly it's been an honor to be a part of this program. So I'd like to take a moment to thank everybody who had something to do with this, and that's everybody in this room. So if you will, please give yourselves a big round of applause. So we've got a program for you today. We want to recognize all of our graduates and all of their successes, and we're going to start by bringing up the president of this great college, and that is going to be Jim Murdaugh with TCC.
I remember day one when those of you in the room were here, those of you who are students were here in the room, and I must tell you, what I saw in your faces was a little bit of apprehension. Didn't know what you were in for. You could tell that you were excited, but you didn't know what you were in for. And I felt then and I feel now that when I look at you, I don't look at the future leaders. I know this is the Future Leaders Academy. I'll tell you, when I look into your faces, I see leaders. I see leaders today. The fact that you chose and your parents and everybody encouraged you to choose to participate in this says you're a leader now. And I think you should give yourselves a round of applause for being leaders. I couldn't be more happy that I got invited to come back for your last day since I was here on your first day. And I want to wish you the very, very best. And I want you to know that if there's anything that TCC can do for you, please let us know. This is a community effort, and we're all here to support you and your successes. Thank you so much for what you chose to participate in.
You know, everything that we do here, again, has to do with the support that we receive, not only from those in the business community, but also for those in city government. And at this time, I'd like to welcome one of our biggest supporters, and that is Commissioner Curtis Richardson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It is an absolute pleasure to be here at the closing ceremony of the Tallahassee Future Leaders Academy. On behalf of our mayor, the Honorable Andrew Gillum, and my colleagues on the City Commission, our city manager, Rick Fernandez, I certainly want to say how proud we are of all of these young people and that the city of Tallahassee has had an opportunity to sponsor this program now since its inception. It was the brainchild of our mayor and his staff, and we certainly want to thank them for all that they have done. Dr. Willie Williams now, who has done a yeoman's job of coordinating this program and making sure that we had the job placements for our young people, and that it was more than just a chance to make money. But they learned a lot more than that through the process. They learned about themselves, they gained self-confidence, they learned leadership skills and how to balance a checkbook, financial literacy, and being responsible young people. And so we're so proud of all of them that have participated in this program. We wish we had room for more, and hopefully as the years go by, we will make room for more. I told our chief of police today at the swearing-in ceremony, this is the greatest crime-fighting tool that we could have in this community. Being involved with our young people and putting them to work and to keep them active and involved during these summer months when they're out of school. And so again, I want to congratulate each and every one of them and also to thank the parents and guardians and significant others, those that have been involved in these young people's lives and have been a role model and an example for them and encouraged them. Probably had to get them up in the morning too to go to work, if they're like my children. So thank you for the parents. And I want to end on, unfortunately, on a somber note. We lost one of our Future Leader Academy participants this summer. His name is Peter Trey Harris Jr. And so if we could just pause in a moment of silence in memory of Peter Trey Harris Jr. Amen. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
I have the privilege of, you all are looking so wonderful tonight. Give yourself a round of applause. Without further ado, I will bring up Miss Alexandria Washington, who is Miss Black Florida U.S. Ambassador, currently pursuing her doctorate in public health at Florida A&M University under the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, who will introduce today's speaker.
Thank you, everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker tonight. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Ramon Alexander, is the son of Lorenzo and Cherry Alexander and husband to the beautiful Dr. Tanya Dustin Alexander. Ramon Alexander is a former student body president and trustee member of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. In these roles, he spearheaded efforts to establish the Florida Access and Diversity Commission that recommended to the Florida legislature a $38.6 million plan to increase need-based aid in 2006. Mr. Alexander also led the student body presidents throughout the state to ensure that the governor supported the lowest tuition increase in the state of Florida in 11 years. He was also instrumental in organizing the historic March for Justice for Martin Lee Anderson, successfully leading a 36-hour sit-in in the governor's office in 2006. In 2012, Mr. Alexander was named Volunteer of the Year for Civic Service by the Tallahassee Democrat and was awarded the prestigious National Jefferson Award for Public Service. Noted as one of the top 25 most influential people by the Tallahassee Democrat in 2009, Mr. Alexander was the youngest person in the capital city to receive this recognition. Mr. Alexander represents the 8th District in the Florida House of Representatives and volunteers his time as the National Executive Director of the Distinguished Young Gentlemen of America Incorporated, in which he impacts the quality of lives of thousands of young people across the United States and throughout Gaston and Leon counties. Of course, I can go on and on, but we will leave some information for the biopic that I'm sure will be coming out about him one day. So at this time, I'd love to introduce Mr. Ramon Alexander.
Everybody say, be brief, brother, be brief. Be brief, brother, be brief. Y'all want me to go long. Everybody say, be brief, brother, be brief. Be brief, brother, be brief. This will take about maybe 10 minutes and 30 some odd seconds, so lend me your ears. My world, it moves so fast today. The past, it seems so far away. And I squeeze it so tight that I cannot breathe. And every time I try to be what someone thought of me, so caught up I was unable to achieve. But deep in my heart, the answer was in me, because I made up my mind to define my own destiny. I looked in my environment and I wondered where the fire went. What happened to everything we used to be? I see many crying, searching outside of themselves, but I know that strength is written within me because I made up my mind to define my own destiny. And deep in my heart, the answer was in me, because I made up my mind to define my own destiny. Everybody say, no lights. No lights. That was weak. Everybody say, no lights. No lights. No cameras. No cameras. Just action. Just action. No lights. No lights. No cameras. No cameras. Just action. Just action. This evening we acknowledge and celebrate a new generation of community and civic leaders. An evening focused on the true spirit of a true servant. No lights, no cameras, just action. The true service of leadership that fully understands the power of true love. Everybody say true love. True love. True faith. True faith. And true sacrifice. No lights. No cameras. Just action. The true service of a leader that understands you cannot teach what you do not know, and you cannot lead where you do not go. The true service seeks no fame and seeks no glory. No lights, no cameras, just action. True service seeks no self-promotion or interest. True service doesn't make a spectacle with charity or giving. No lights, no cameras, just action. True service fully understands that if you lack purpose to live, you lack power to live. True service is consistent and persistent. True service is graceful and dignified. True service values integrity and humility. True service is not concerned about ego. True service is concerned about we go. No lights, no cameras, just action. Turn to the person sitting next to you and say, ego, ego, or we go. There was a modest family in our community that gave birth to a set of twin boys. The mother and father thought long and hard about what they would name their sons. And finally, one day, the mother decided to give one of the boys the name of Ego and agreed to give the other son the name of Wego. And Ego and Wego were identical twins. You can look at their physical traits all day long and still be confused which baby boy was Ego and which one was Wego. And early on in their infant years, the mother and father began to see a clear difference with their personalities. When Ego played with his toys at home, he never shared them with Wego. But Wego was patient and kind to his brother in spite of his selfish ways. As they got older, Ego would start screaming to the top of his lungs, "That's mine, that's mine, that's mine." And Wego would take a deep breath, poise and calm, and say to Ego, "Dear brother, I'm almost done." And Ego developed over the years into a talented extrovert with great swagger and skill. In fact, Ego became so confident that his confidence transitioned into arrogance and rubbed many of his peers in high school the wrong way. But Ego was the man. He was popular, aggressive, and very successful in accomplishing his own goals. Ego made an effort to always stand out from his identical twin. He wanted people to know the difference. He wanted people to remember his name. He wanted people to remember his accomplishments. He wanted people to remember his legacy. Because Ego always had a chip on his shoulder with something to prove. His arrogance manifested stubbornness. In fact, Ego got grown real quick. He talked back to his mother and father like he was the one paying the mortgage and the light bill. It got so bad that his parents couldn't tell Ego anything anymore. The phrase constructive criticism became an oxymoron, and respect for others became a misnomer. And Ego's father decided one day that he would sit down with his son and have a man-to-man, heart-to-heart conversation. The father told Ego with great calmness in his tone that arrogance is a very powerful tool for self-destruction. But because Ego had developed this strong me, myself, and I attitude, he became very defensive with his father and ignored his great wisdom. His father told his son Ego, "You need to learn from your brother Wego." And Ego looked up at his father and said, "You're not proud of me? How could you compare me to Wego? I make straight A's in high school. I'm president of the student council and captain of the basketball team. Wego is an average student, not popular like me, and hasn't done anything important." And the father responded to Ego and said, "Son, people don't care what you know until they know that you care." You see, Wego may not be as accomplished as you, but Wego respects the opinions of others. Wego understands and values humility. Wego understands you must learn how to follow before you can learn how to lead. Wego doesn't desire to be the center of attention. And ego quickly freezes up and fires back, well, what goals does he have and what has Wego achieved? Well, son, your brother Wego started a successful nonprofit in the 9th grade to help children in our community get school supplies and decent clothes to wear to school. And Ego says, well, how come I didn't know this? Why isn't he put his name on the brochure? Why no story in the school newspaper? Why no recognition from the community? The father looked at the Ego and said, well, son, empty wagons make a lot of noise. True service in your community should be a private and sacred mission, not a spectacle on public display. True service in your community should be a private and sacred mission, not a spectacle on public display. And Ego went on to ask his father why he and mom gave him the middle name Important, and why they gave Wego the middle name Significant. The father said, to be quite frank, son, Ego and Important go very well together. And Wego and Significant are a perfect fit. You see, there are a whole lot of important leaders in our community. Important leaders that look important and sound important and show up to important events. They are important, but they are not significant. They are important, but they are not significant. When you're significant, your actions speak louder than your words. When you're significant, you don't get offended when you're not recognized and acknowledged at an important event. When you're significant, you make sacrifices in your own life to uplift others. When you're significant, you understand if you lack purpose to live, you lack power to live. When you're significant, your legacy will not be defined by what you do, but your legacy will be defined by what you leave behind. Our community needs less ego and more we go. And the father looked up at his son and said, I know you're down right now and even a little confused, but don't you ever give up. And I know I gave you the name Ego and gave your brother the name of Wego. And I know I gave you the middle name of Important. I gave Wego the middle name of Significant. And regardless of what has happened in the past, the one thing that matters the most is that you both have the same last name. You see, son, many a man and woman before you through faith, service, and sacrifice labored hard to bring value to that same last name. There were generations before you, and yes, there will be generations yet to come. And because you have the same last name, that means you are the products of the same story. And you're bound together not just by the acts and deeds of yourselves, but by the acts and deeds of others. And when you're significant, you could care less about the lights and the cameras, posting on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter. You care about the actions of love, the actions of faith, the actions of sacrifice and service to others. No lights, no cameras, just action. And I want to commend you tonight for getting through. You know, a lot of people start, but very few people finish. But regardless of what you do and what the obstacle may be, don't you ever give up. When I was in 6th grade, my 6th grade math teacher told my father in the 6th grade, looked me in the eyes in 6th grade and told me that I was not equipped to seek higher education in the 6th grade. And that my father should seek alternatives for me to learn. And so I know there were times during this summer that you wanted to quit. There are going to be times in high school that you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up on the ACT and give up on the SAT. But you can do anything. You can climb the highest mountain and you can run the longest race. And if you ever get to a point where you think about quitting, I want you to remember these words. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a fella turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often the goal is near than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggle has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when night came down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. No lights, no cameras, just action. Congratulations.
I would like to have the following youth to come to the front. Jeremy Mew, Lamaya Hughes, Fervandria Daniels, Tamaria Youngblood. Yeah, just come to the front. Now, our youth were assigned 13 modules that they had to complete, and these are youth that went above and beyond and completed them on time, and through completing them, they were entered in a raffle in which they were able to win a $50 gift card. And here are your $50 gift card winners. All right. Here we go. Congratulations. Great job. A round of applause for our winners again. So up next, who we will be having, one of our partners with Goodwill, who has served an instrumental role in helping us to provide professional development workshops as well as certifications. I would like to bring up Miss Tanya with Goodwill. A round of applause.
I want to keep my time short. I loved having you all come in. Just keep working hard, keep working towards your goals, and I encourage everybody to stop in if you want to come in for another certification, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you.
And also, in addition to the certifications that we offered with Goodwill, we are also partnered with TCC, who is helping us provide a customer service certification. That is also an additional certification that we'll be offering as well after this program concludes. Who I will bring up next is Dustin Daniels, who is Chief of Staff to Mayor Andrew Gillum, and he will have the honor of recognizing our business partners that are with us today. Dustin Daniels, everyone.
As Willie mentioned, I have the real honor and privilege of serving as Chief of Staff to the Office of Mayor Andrew Gillum, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, but sends his best wishes and has been very engaged during these 8 weeks with the cohort this year. Has been said many times, and it is worth repeating, we are extraordinarily proud of really the performance of this program this year, and really just the growth that's taken place from every year that we've hosted it. This year was the largest cohort ever, arguably the most impressive cohort ever, and really I think us as a city government and as a city community really look forward to this year every single year, because we know that it's not just extra people that we're going to be seeing out in the community working hard, but also that we really, at the end of the year, we have a chance to celebrate you and what you've accomplished. Not only just working hard, making a little bit of money, but also, as was just said, achieving all of these certifications, investing in your future from a professional development standpoint. All of that is extremely important, and we're so very proud of each and every one of you. So thank you so much for participating this year, and we hope, parents, that you all are satisfied enough that if your child is still eligible, that they'll participate with us again next year. So without further delay, there are a couple of people that I wanted to thank who are in the room. First of all, I want to say thank you to WFSU, if WFSU is here. Give them a round of applause. What this year has been for us is a little bit different. Last year, was the first year we expanded the number of spots that we had available in the community, and this year we had the most ever folks participate. So in addition to WFSU, we also had the Tallahassee Police Department, obviously city government, CPD is here represented. We had the Tallahassee Leon Federal Credit Union is one of our presenting sponsors. I know Katrina's here. Thank you so very much for everything that you do. We also have folks from all over the city government: Tallahassee Airport, Star Metro, the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Thank you so much to the Sheriff's Office. We also have Florida A&M University in the house, also one of our presenting sponsors. Thank you all so very much for being here. We also have Tallahassee Electric, as well as Florida State University, I believe, is represented as well, another one of our presenting sponsors. TCC has also invested so much in this program since the very beginning. Mr. President, we're very thankful to you and also to Vice President Kim Moore for everything that she does for the program every year, and we look forward to coming back even better and bigger next year. So thank you so much. And with that, I'll give it back to Dr. Williams.
So we are actually at the conclusion of our program. Let's give a round of applause for that. I have the distinct honor of closing out the program as far as providing closing remarks. To our youth, if you guys can please stand, all of the youth that participated this year, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Gavin C. So just a couple of things. I would like to thank our leadership team as far as the City of Tallahassee's Human Resources and Workforce Development, who are actually working hard out there. They don't only do TFLA. A lot of these people did TFLA as well as their regular jobs. So they were doing 2 jobs for 1 check. Let's give them a round of applause. 2 jobs for 1 check. When we first started this program, we had everybody in City Hall. We had Tremaine wear his smallest polo because we wanted to let you guys know how serious we were about this program, because we all put something into this program. We wanted to make sure that you took it serious as far as what was available to you, because this was an opportunity, and you will not be given a lot of opportunities in life. So the few doors that do open, I need you to run through them and take full advantage of them. I love you guys. You did an awesome job this year. Give yourself another round of applause. Thank you for coming out. You guys enjoy yourselves and have a great weekend.